Curtis Stevens, Gabriel Rosado. Those guys have had great fights in boxing. They've lost to great champions. They've been on big stages, but they just don't get that chance to become that world champion, that big name, the star. And BKB is giving them that opportunity. Soto Caras came out, looked very impressive, got a good win, and could fight for a title in his next fight, and not only get good exposure on pay-per-view, but get nice paydays. BKB is paying these guys very good. Gabriel Rosado is back. If Gabriel Rosado had the opportunity to stay in boxing for a bigger payday, he would. But BKB is giving him that opportunity. Now he's a world champion here. Maybe people don't see it as big as it is being a world champion in boxing, and I rightfully so. But for him, he's already become a titleist here. For him, it's big. He never did in boxing in the ring, so now he's doing it in the pit. And I'm really happy, that you're doing something, that BKB is doing something like this for all those fighters to give him that second chance.
You mentioned Pacquiao. If depending on how he fights, he can give Mayweather a lot of problems. A lot of people have been saying that Pacquiao hasn't had that same killer instinct he used to have, in the Cotto fight and before that. Do you think, if any fight's going to motivate him, it has to be this one, right, against Mayweather?
He's got to be very motivated, and he might not have the killer instinct anymore. But he does have the speed, and he does have those 4 or 5 punch combination. He does move from one side to the other, so that sure will give Mayweather problems.
You think when he got the 6 knockdowns against Chris Algieri, it looked like he brought a little bit of that fire back, though?
Well, I really don't see it like that. I just think Chris Algieri had nothing to do in the ring against Pacquiao. It was Chris Algieri is a great friend of mine, and I was so happy that he got that shot to be on a big stage against Manny Pacquiao and make a very nice payday. But and that already brought bigger names. They're already talking about him fighting Amir Khan, which is huge also. Okay. I'm happy for him. But it just didn't seem like he belonged there. I think that fight itself didn't show that Pacquiao's got that killer instinct yet. He should have it against Mayweather. Will he knock him out? I don't think so, but he should give him problems.
How do you see it playing out? Like, you envision you watching it right now from the first round to the 12th round. How do you see it playing out?
I just don't know what kind of game plan Mayweather has. If Mayweather plans on fighting just the way he normally does, very defensive and using his jab and staying on the outside and using the ropes a lot, then maybe Mayweather wins that decision, because the judges here in Nevada, they already know the way he fights, and whoever the ref is going to be, whoever the judges are going to be, they already know that's Mayweather. So those close rounds, they always go to Mayweather. If he tries to exchange and please the crowd, then he might be in trouble. Pacquiao is very fast, and Pacquiao is very awkward, very difficult. So that depends on what kind of fight Mayweather brings, and also Pacquiao. If Pacquiao wants to try to counter punch and fight on the outside, then I don't think he's got a chance. But if he pressures and throws 4 or 5 punch combinations, then he's got a shot.
A few days ago, Brandon Rios tweeted to Kell Brook, "Man, I'm ready to go to the UK." What do you think of that fight? Brook obviously looked really good in his last fight against Jojo Dan.
It's a sensational fighter, and he's a superstar in his country. That's why we would love that opportunity. Brandon is not afraid of nobody. Brandon fights anybody. But we have other options too. Cameron Duncan is working on that already. If Kell Brook doesn't come through, then I know there's a lot of names fighting for top rank that would be more than happy to fight somebody like Brandon Rios. You got Timothy Bradley, you got Jesse Vargas, you got the kid that just won the WBA title. I think his name is Benavides.
Jose Benavides.
There's so many names out there that would be willing to fight Rios. So our first choice definitely has to be Kell Brook. It's a title fight, and it's a big fight, big name in England. But we got other options.
I know Maidana right now is in Argentina, probably enjoying the money that he's made from Mayweather, and he's had some personal stuff that he's doing. When do you think he'll actually come back and start training, and when do you think he'll fight? And is Danny Garcia the main fighter he's looking at?
Right now, Maidana's not thinking about fighting. He's getting married at the end of this month, and his plans are not to fight anytime soon. He's enjoying life. For him, he had three big fights back to back. He fought Bronner in December, and then Mayweather twice in a row. So in 9 months he had those 3 fights. So I think he earned some time off. He wants to take some time off, and rightfully so. what I've talked to his manager is that he might fight sometime in September, August or September of this year. But I wouldn't be surprised if Maidana decides not to fight this year, maybe till the following year.
You know, Sebastian Contursi, his advisor, said that the one name he mentioned was Danny Garcia. And I recently saw Garcia's team said they wanted to fight him, but like at a catchweight at 144. I don't think that would be happening for him.
That would be no problem. You know,
he can get down to 144?
Yeah, he could get down to 144. But, you know, that's something that right now, you know, honestly, Garcia is, you know, he's got a fight coming up, and he's got to be very focused on fighting Peterson. Maidana is, you know, focused on just getting married and enjoying his family, his wife and kids. So, you know, I would love to see that fight. It's a fight that really interests not only me but the whole boxing world. But you know, let's see what Maidana decides to do, and let's see how Garcia comes out after his next fight next week.
Hey, Robert, Guillermo, Nonito Donaire, he moved up to 126 when he lost to Rigo. He moved down when he lost to Walters. It looked like when he fought against Guillermo Rigo, he came in almost 20 pounds bigger than Guillermo Rigo. Where is he more comfortable at? Is he more comfortable at 122 or 126?
Well, if you're talking about more comfortable, he's got to be more comfortable at 126. But 26 is just not his weight division. You know, we also got to, you know, I'm glad he understood that 126 is not his weight division. They're too big, too strong for him. So he's got to, you know, suck it up and lose those extra 4 pounds, because I think he's better off at 122.
So, but he won't struggle though, because like you said,
no,
you think he's better off.
He does struggle, but who doesn't struggle? Everybody struggles when it comes to making weight. You know, you just have to eat healthy. You know, get a you know, not only do it for 2 months before the fight. You got to live a healthy life. You know, life. If you're a boxer, you know, you can't be gaining 30, 40 pounds in between fights and then try to make weight. You know, Nonito could be fighting at 130 and still have trouble if he's growing up, you know, 30 or 40 pounds. You know, anybody's going to have trouble. You know, but I think 122 is the division where he should be fighting.
How was the commentating for you today? Is this something you want to do, like in boxing also?
Well, no, it's not really something that I want to do. I enjoy doing it, you know, and it's giving me the time. You know, both shows that BKB has had, it's giving me the time to do it. You know, I'm a boxing coach, and I love being in the gym. And if next show I still get the opportunity, I'll be more than happy to do it. You know, I love doing it. It's something that something different that I want to continue doing, but it's not something that I really, you know, want to do for the rest of my life. You know, I think I still have.
Probably really busy.
You know, I'm only 40, so I think I still got another 20, 30 years of coaching. So you know, I think this is just a little fun for me.
Okay.
My last question: Matisse and Provatnikov. A lot of people are interested in that fight. How do you see that playing out?
Man, I can't wait for that fight. You know, and it's too bad I have Maidana's younger brother Fabian fighting on the Chavez undercard on the 18th, because you know, I'm gonna miss that fight. It's a fight that I really want to see. You know what? I'm actually thinking of telling whoever's in charge of Maidana's fight, you know, maybe put him the first fight and then drive home and go watch the fights, because not only Provatnikov and Matisse, but I also want to see Crawford and Delorme. You know, both fights are going to be.
What do you think of that fight, Delorme?
It's a great fight. You know, Delorme's getting his opportunity. He's a very strong fighter, very dedicated. He trained with me for a couple of fights. He trains like nobody else. He's very dedicated. So that I give him a little bit of chance. But you know, Crawford is very skillful. He's already, you know, done it many times. He's already a former world champion, undefeated former world champion, moving up in weight. So that might be a little bit disadvantage, but he's still the bigger guy. He's still the taller guy. So I think it's going to be a very interesting fight.
Is your brother Mikey going to watch that fight very closely?
Well, Mikey watches every fight. You know, he'll probably, you know, I don't know what he's going to be doing. He might be in the home, you know, StubHub watching the Chavez fight, you know, just to be there and enjoy a good night of boxing. I don't know. I really don't know what he's going to do that day of the fight.
So he's going up to 140, right?
Well, right now we don't even know if he's ever going to fight again. You know, you know, that's where we're at right now. We have nothing lined up. So what can I say? You know, maybe he wouldn't even be able to make 147. You know what I mean? It's just hard to say right now.
What's your prediction, Salido Martinez?
You know what? I think I have to go with Mikey. Mikey thinks Martinez is going to win, and when I talked to him about it, I thought he was wrong. But when he started, you know, giving me his explanation, I think I'm leaning towards Martinez to win the fight also. Salido is taking too many beatings. You know, he went down so many times against Mikey, and then he also went down so many times in the fight when he won the title. So he goes down easy. So if Martinez is in great shape and catches him, Martinez will drop him. So I pick Martinez to win a close fight, but I pick Martinez to win it.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Robert.
Has this question right now, but definitely Linda McCarthy, she put on a good performance. What do you think boxing has to do to change their mentality on boxing, maybe promote them better?
Look, we haven't had big ladies boxing in many years. Since Christy Martin, Layla Lee, Mia St. John, and we're talking 10, 15 years ago. I'm happy, that BKB brought a woman fight back. That way, it gives her the big stage, pay-per-view. The whole world could watch it, and she looks sensational. Out of the whole card, she was the one that fought with the better skills than anybody else. Everybody's fit for BKB, but the way she fought, her style doesn't seem like it's good for the pit. But she fought beautiful. She was stepping around her opponent and doing everything that Finito Lopez used to do. You know what I mean? I guess the only fighter that I could probably say that does similar to that right now is Chocolatito Roman Gonzalez. She has tremendous skills, and I was very impressed.
And she showed that a boxer could actually dominate in a BKB, which is supposed to be like a brawler type
and
of.
She clearly did, and you know what? And Rosado didn't do that this fight, but in his previous fight against Vera, he did the same thing. He boxed really good. You don't need that big ring to be able to do it. If you do it, with the right steps to the, at the right timing, you could easily do that. But tonight, it was her that did it, and I was very impressed.
Speaking in the main event, what did you think of the judges' scorecards, and did you agree?
I think the draw was a good call because just the fact that it was some rounds were very close, some rounds were rounds that you could have gotten either way. I actually had on my scorecards I had Rosado winning by 1 round, but those rounds were so close that the judges could have easily given them to Curtis or to Gabe. They were really close. I think a draw was good. Might bring them back on a rematch. I think in a rematch, I hate to say it because Rosado's a good friend of mine. He trains in my gym and everything. But I think in a rematch, I have to give Curtis Stevens the edge because he seemed a little shy, especially the first couple of rounds. He was like waiting a little too long, like he was a little uncomfortable in the pit, but he already did it, and he knows it's no big deal, no big difference for him. So in a rematch, I think he's going to come straight at Rosado.
As BKB goes on, do you think the knockdowns, since they're a little easier to get here, is it automatically kind of a 10-8 when someone goes down, do you think, or how do you think
that could change? That could change because there was a couple of knockdowns that where the fighter goes to the edge and gets hit, but it's not like he got down. He went down because of the punch. He went down because he was leaning against the edge, and they do call it as a knockdown. I guess you just got to know that you can go back. You can go back, and if you get touched going back and you trip on that, they're gonna count as a knockdown. Should it be a 10-8? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's up to the judge to see if it was clearly a knockdown, if it was caused by stepping on the edge.